Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, we came off the weekend where Anthony Joshua delivered the performance of his career, I would argue. Precisely, maybe not against the most elite opponent that he's faced. That would likely be Vladimir Klitschko when he knocked Klitschko out in a back and forth fight. But this was a fight where he definitely had to perform against a guy who had just knocked him out, who had just humiliated him, right? Just a few months prior, an immediate rematch. And on top of that, Joshua had to do it with all this extra pressure, right? He has such a large fan base already. He's a really young fighter. He also is one of the premier bell cows, if you will, of the DAZN streaming network, right? They got Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua. Can you imagine then what it would have been like, or what he must hear behind the scenes from his promoter, Eddie Hearn, and from also the people in the zone, like, hey, you've got to win this fight. This is important for not only his career, but probably the future of the zone. All that pressure, and yet he won just about every round against Andy Ruiz in a terrific performance. Rachel, now it looks like Joshua is going to fight Kubrat Pulev. You probably remember from the headlines mostly because he's the guy that kissed that reporter, kind of grabbed her while she was doing her interview and went to court over that and was suspended for that. He's back. He has challenged for a title before against Vladimir Klitschko. This was a while back. Lost that fight. But since then, he's one of the better heavyweight contenders in boxing. I think that's a good fight, Rachel, but it's going to get a lot of hate. I was wondering what you thought about the potentially seeing Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev.
Yeah, I think that it's a reasonable fight because we're waiting on Wilder Fury, right? Like, that's got to happen.
Yeah, that's definitely got to happen
and
first.
Obviously, like, we want Joshua Wilder or Joshua Fury. Like, we want that, but it can't happen now, so you stay busy and you use your time wisely. And so, yeah, I don't see why this wouldn't be a reasonable fight to have.
And I think that's important. He definitely has to stay busy. Compared to the other two guys, Anthony Joshua has had a lot shorter career. He needs the fights. He's still, again, and part of it is that, hey, the zone needs subscribers probably still. And how better to do that than taking the unified heavyweight champion of the world and putting him in fights against top-level competition. Now, Pulev might not be Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, but he is top-flight competition, and he definitely deserves a world title challenge. And I would pit to you, Rachel, if he doesn't fight Pulev, who's he supposed to fight exactly?
Yeah, that's the other question to ask. Is like, and I feel like any list of names that you could come out with, it would all be like even with Pulev. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not. This isn't like Schwartz.
Yeah, he's not fighting top Schwartz. Exactly.
This is, it's like, it's reasonable. And yeah, I think that Joshua, coming off like a defining fight in his rematch with Ruiz, showed a lot of discipline. I think that he does need ring time with different kinds of heavyweights, because I think he went in against Ruiz in the first fight and just thought, I'm going to do the same old thing that I do. Didn't really take into consideration, and you reminded me, he had a month that he knew it was Ruiz.
Yeah.
So that's time to kind of figure out, like, okay, how is Ruiz different from
Gerald Miller?
Yeah,
right.
And how am I going to approach this different? It seemed like he didn't think that, like, he needed to do that. And so I would say, yeah, like, I want to see Joshua in with different kinds of heavyweights. So staying busy is a good way to do that.
And here, I'm going to give you the biggest reason why I don't think we should hate on the idea of Joshua versus Pulev. Pulev is represented by Top Rank. Pulev fights on ESPN+. Guess who else does that? Oh, that's right, that's Tyson Fury. So let's just say this. Tyson Fury is the favorite, according to the bookmakers, to beat Deontay Wilder. Let's say he beats Deontay Wilder. That means the lineal heavyweight champion becomes also the WBC heavyweight champion. What would you rather see next? Would you rather see him fight Wilder again? Or would you rather see him fight Anthony Joshua for every single marble that could possibly be in the heavyweight division, and arguably the biggest heavyweight fight that there could be? I think that that's important, and I think that getting Joshua's team to work with the guys that also represent Fury is not a bad thing. It's a good thing that could lead to bigger and better fights down the line.
I agree.
We're really smart. You know how you can be really smart? You can be, tell them, Rachel.
You're really smart whenever you like, comment, and subscribe. You just, like, show to the world your high level of intelligence when you like, comment, and subscribe to Real Talk with Kelsey and
That's
Rachel.
right. So just do it now.